The Kenya shilling is expected to weaken further in the month of January as dollar supply remains limited, having already dropped to 0.8% in January. So just what effect does this have on the shilling? KTN's Charles Gitonga has more.
The Kenya shilling has maintained a losing streak since the beginning of this year. The currency opened the year at 90 shillings and 70 cents to the dollar, but by the close of business today, it was cited at 91 shillings and 35 cents, representing a 0.72% drop, with expectations of a larger drop going forward. Analysts point out that the robust growth in money supply is one of the reasons that have made the shilling lose ground against the dollar. The reintroduction of capital gains tax on property and securities has also seen foreigners at the Nairobi Securities Exchange take a wait-and-see approach, limiting dollar supply.
The capital gains tax might have forced some investors to review their position on with regards to that, and that withdrawal of support has probably led to some weakness.
A weaker shilling is expected to have an impact on imports to Kenya, especially on fuel, which constitutes 19% of the country's total imports. While announcing the new fuel prices yesterday, the Energy Regulatory Commission did express fears that a weak shilling is likely to deny Kenyans the benefits of cheaper fuel in the future.
If it weakens, then for the same amount of product, the consumer will have to pay more.
However, the weaker shilling comes as an advantage to the exporters class, especially in horticulture, tea and coffee, which constitute 40% of all exports.
Even for the exporters, they do lose out in certain ways because the fertilizer imports are now more expensive.
Despite a weak currency, Kenyans have continued to experience lower cost of living as inflation comes down, significantly influenced by the falling fuel and electricity prices. Inflation was quoted at 6.02% in December last year, having come down from 6.60% in September of the same year.
For cost of living, that should be coming down. That should ease. Perhaps we'll see softer stance being taken, especially in issues like industrial action, because one of the drivers of industrial action is obviously cost of living.
Analysts are also projecting that the concoction of a weakening shilling and falling oil prices will have a positive rather than negative impact on the economy. Charles Gitonga, KTN.